Hey guys, welcome back to Texas Silver. Today we're going to go ahead and cook on the rocket stove. I'm going to go over it very briefly, but I do have a video. Actually, I have two videos out. One of it being made. A good buddy of mine, Chris Gentry, actually built it. We built it together. And then also, I guess we're gonna have some cows in the background. But then also I did a video on how it works, but real quick, I'll just go over it, and then, because that's not what the video is about, it's about actually cooking with this and the utensils and stuff that you need. But so let's get into that real quick. All right, so for Christmas, I got this from a very good friend of mine, and I wanted to show y'all this to show how this benefits, and this is gonna tie into this video because this is how you could use this to feed your rocket stove. I also use this now to make little pieces of wood, my kindling for my stove as well. So what this thing is, it's a kindling cracker. You put your piece of wood here, all right, and you can make little pieces of kindling. All right, and then you can make them as small as you want. But I just use this rubber mallet, and so you can make little pieces to feed in your stove. So this is a lot safer. Let me turn this so you can see what it looks like. But it's just a blade here, and you put it through, and it makes big logs into little logs. What I used to do, which works just about the same, but it's not as safe. So I would take this little hatchet, and you'd have to kind of move your hand away. And this wood's kind of junk, but you see how that can be not as safe. So this here, just get you a rubber mallet. And actually I got, this came off of Amazon. I think it was around, man, this was not a good piece of wood to use. But anyways, you get the gist of it. But, so that's that. Like I said, off Amazon, and I actually screwed it down to this base to where it doesn't move. I guess you could just put it on a hard surface, but a great piece of gear in my opinion. Okay, so this right here is the rocket stove, and how this works is you load your little bitty sticks into this portion. This portion right here sucks air into the stove, and also on the back we had a place to clean out the ashes, and then also if we need extra oxygen, this can be cracked to whatever oxygen level that I need. And then on here is obviously where the pot or pan or whatever that you're cooking with goes. Hey girl. Oh no, hey boy. Hey girl. Y'all gonna watch me, huh? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing fired up, and I'm gonna skip through a lot of it just so y'all aren't watching me do it, but I'll kind of go over some of it, but it's gonna be kind of pieced together. All right, so I've talked about this, but this is the dryer lint that I've gotten out of my dryer, and I just put it in this jar, and when it's full, I set it aside. But anyways, so this is gonna be the tinder that I use to get the fire going. So dryer lint is really good tinder that you can use to get a fire going. All right, so I'm gonna put this in the back. Okay. And then what you do is you take all these little bitty sticks, and you're gonna start loading this thing with little bitty sticks. And then you can also, when you're trying to get it started, load it to the top as well. But you want to start with little bitty sticks to get her going. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and light this thing up, and I'm going to show you once I get it going. Okay, so here I've loaded it with the twigs. This oxygen obviously is empty. I've got twigs up top. Here's the fuel, or well, I guess it's kindling, but for this thing it's going to be fuel. But from the kindling cracker, and then this is where I would light it in the back. So what's so great about these rocket stoves is you can walk around and you can just gather the little bitty sticks that are laying around and use it instead of you know, you don't need any big axes or saws or anything. You can just walk around and pick up a bunch of little sticks up like this, and as it burns, you just keep adding sticks to it. And so as it burns, these little pieces of wood start to slide down this, and it's almost like a self-feeding fire. So that's why these are so great. So you don't need an axe, you don't need a saw, and they just keep feeding themselves. So you just keep walking around and you can keep adding sticks to it, and that's what feeds the fire. So I had to mess with it a little bit. I think I had the lint a little bit too packed. I had to kind of break it apart, and all of a sudden it took off. But if you can see, you've got a flame coming out of the top of this thing. And so I would just keep feeding this thing, keep her burning. Okay, and again, all I'm doing is just burning little bitty tiny sticks that I'm just walking around picking up off the property, and you can just keep feeding it in there. Okay, once it actually starts creating a decent fire, then you can probably take some bigger pieces like this and feed it down in there. Okay, so what I'm going to recommend is when you're cooking on open flames, you need to have cast iron. Cast iron is going to be your friend. Okay, before you start using this stuff though, you need to do, I believe it's called season it. I could be wrong on that, but you need to treat it to where, and it's actually a chemical process. They have videos out there on YouTube on how to properly do this. That's not going to be in this video. But what also is good about cast iron is it doesn't have to be washed with soap and water, and you actually don't want to do that because it actually takes off the coating that you bake or cook into the metal, and that's what gives its non-stick property and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here, get it start, whoa, that's warm, get it start warming up, and I'm going to show you what I do to clean it. But yeah, you can look up that on I think Blackstone has one out there that how to season their griddles. Same process, so just look that up, but that's not what this video is about, so we're going to go ahead and skip that. So what I do is I get it on there and I start letting it warm up, put just a little bit of oil in there, and I let it heat up, and then I'm going to show you how I clean it. So there's not going to be any soap or anything like that. So during a situation like this, if you're probably using this, unless you're camping or using it for fun, if you're in an SHTF situation, water and stuff like that becomes very important. So you don't want to be wasting good water on cleaning this. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So the tool that I like to use with this, it's actually a paint scraper. And what I do is it's kind of like a scraper that you've seen on skillets when they're making burgers or steaks or whatever in a restaurant. It's just a miniature version of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spread around this oil in here. All right, and I'm gonna let that heat up. Then what I do, which it's pretty much there, I go ahead and kind of fold this thing into kind of like a little pad, okay? And I put this in the middle, and what I do is I take it and I clean the inside, kind of wipe it down. The heat helps break up everything, and then it also is going to add a non-stick property when you actually start putting your food in there. And just be careful, because like it's not hot yet, but this handle will warm up. So, ooh, and that's kind of warm. So there, so I've kind of cleaned all the, whatever I cooked last, I kind of cleaned all that with that. And then, so this I actually will use to cook sometimes, but mainly this is how I scrape anything that does get stuck or anything. But this thing is great. Make sure you get a metal one, not plastic, obviously. Okay, so this is what we're gonna be making. Let's see if I can do this without losing it. We're gonna be making some bacon and some green eggs. I don't know if you can tell in the video, one of my chickens lays green eggs. I don't know if y'all can tell, but anyways, green eggs and bacon. Sorry. And I have camping plates, but I just grabbed a plate from inside the house. I didn't grab every little thing that I have, but I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this bacon going. But look at how quickly that's heated up. This bacon's already sizzling. Okay. All right, let me show you what we've got going on. All right, I literally just put this bacon on probably a minute ago, and look at how much it's. These were little thin pieces over here. Those are my thicker ones off to the right. But look at how quickly that's warming up, and then I can add the eggs pretty quick. Okay, when you're using cast iron, you don't want to use anything that's plastic, utensil-wise, to cook with. Because it's just, yeah, you just need metal to, you don't want to be using your plastic stuff, because it'll probably melt dealing with this. So I highly recommend that you go and make sure that if you get something cast iron or get this cookware, you need to get utensils to cook with that will go with cast iron. You definitely don't want to use your household pots and pans, especially all the modern pans these days are ceramic coated, and you just don't want to use that with this. You've got rubber handles, plastic handles. It's just not made for this type of. This is just more robust, and it's able to take the open flames and all that. So these bigger pieces of wood that I split are actually doing pretty good. I actually like it better than getting bigger sticks. So I think I like this. So it looks like the bacon's almost done. I'm probably gonna take it off. What do you like? Do you like crispy bacon or what is it? Floppy bacon? I personally like floppy. I don't like it too crispy, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this off. Okay. All right, so I don't lose it all, but well. All right, so there's the bacon right there. All right, so now time to make these green eggs. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is look at these yolks. That's the difference between your farm raised chickens and the eggs or whatever that you get from the store. Look at the color on that. Look at how deep that color is. But some people say they don't notice the taste difference. I certainly do. But anyways. All right, here we go. All right, got my spatula. Woo, that's warm. That may cook too fast. Maybe not. Sorry about my camera skills. I'm trying to do this while, well, and that's why you need stuff that's metal. Sorry about my camera skills. I'm trying to look over and film. I think those are about done already. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get those off. Again, sorry about the camera skills. Okay, so just to clean this, like it's still hot. I just took it off. I forgot I needed to have a glove. That probably works best, but I'm just gonna use this paper towel because the handle is hot. But while the pan is still hot, you can use your scraper and everything scrapes off a lot easier when it's still hot. You scrape everything loose. All right, looks good. Everything can just get dumped out of there. Okay, and cleanup is pretty much done. So now all you would do is get you your paper towel, put it in there, and wipe the inside. All right, and once you do that, then it's ready for next time. And there she is. So now it's clean and I can cook again with it whenever I'm ready. All right, guys and gals, here's, I guess, breakfast for dinner. So let's see how this is. Let's see if Texas Silver can make eggs. Yeah, I didn't even put any sauce on those. Those are good. This bacon's probably a little crispier than what I would have wanted it. Get a little bit of egg, a little bit of bacon. Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna go ahead and conclude this portion. I'm gonna put out other videos. The next one, I'm gonna cook with this thing right here, and we'll go over the importance of having multiple cooking devices just for, you know, say if you're cooking for a lot of people, you know, you need multiple stoves at your house. You don't have one burner, you probably have multiple burners. So if you're by yourself, this thing would probably do fine, but if you're cooking for a family or a group, you might need multiple things, but this thing is lightweight, and I'll go over the advantages and disadvantages of this thing, but that'll be on the next one. Hopefully you got something out of this that benefits you. I know we all can learn from each other, so I'd appreciate any comments down below. How you cook, or stuff that maybe I missed, or maybe that I could have done better. Let me know. I appreciate all the comments. Thank you for the support. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so if you like the content that I'm putting out. Again, I appreciate all the support, all that, and God bless. And until the next one, y'all stay safe, and God bless. Texas Silver out.